I'd like to tell you how to see ghosts. I'm Thomas Malone, director of the MIT Center for Collective Intelligence, and I don't mean real ghosts, but I do mean powerful entities all around us, all the time. These ghosts are superminds, which I define as groups of individuals acting together in ways that seem intelligent. Now, by that definition, these supermind ghosts really are all around us all the time. For instance, companies, labor markets, governments, scientific communities, Wikipedia editors, even MIT. These are all examples of superminds. Now, when you look at the world this way, I think it helps us think about the social implications of AI, because almost all uses of AI will essentially be trying to make these superminds smarter. Now, in order to do that, they need to use AI to do things more intelligently. And to do that, you need to think about a fundamental question. It's the question that underlies all our work in the Center for Collective Intelligence. The question is, how can people and computers be connected so that collectively they can act more intelligently than any person, group, or computer has ever done before? That's a big, hard, complicated question. But one thing that can make it easier to answer that question is to think about the difference between two kinds of intelligence. The first is specialized intelligence, the ability to accomplish specific goals in specific environments. The second is general intelligence, the ability to accomplish a wide range of goals in a wide range of environments. Now, here's something a lot of people don't know. Even the most advanced AI programs today have only specialized intelligence. The IBM Watson program, for instance, that beat the best human players of the game show Jeopardy, that program couldn't even play tic-tac-toe, much less chess. It was very specialized for the specific task of playing Jeopardy. At the same time, any normal human has far more general intelligence than today's most advanced AI programs. Even a 5-year-old kid, for instance, can carry on a sensible conversation about a much wider range of topics than today's most advanced AI programs. Now, that's the way things are today, but an obvious question is, how soon will that change? When will we have human-level, general artificial intelligence? That's a question people have been asking ever since the beginning of the field of artificial intelligence in the 1950s. And the answer they've received as an estimate for that question has been about 20 years in the future for the last 60 years. Now, is it possible that the prediction is correct this time? Yes, it's theoretically possible, but I think it's quite unlikely. And I think what that means is that in the meantime, all uses of computers will need to involve people in some way. Now, one way people think about that or talk about that today is to talk about having humans in the loop. They're often thinking about one person, one computer, but I think a much more useful way to think about this is to start with the human groups, the superminds, that have accomplished almost everything we humans have ever done, and add computers to those groups. Then we can use the specialized intelligence of the computers to do the things they do better than we do, like arithmetic and certain kinds of pattern recognition. And we can use the general intelligence of the people to do everything else. Perhaps more importantly, we can also use the computers to create what I call hyperconnectivity, connecting people to other people, and also often to computers, at much larger scales and in rich new ways that were never possible before. Now, I think we often overestimate the potential of artificial intelligence, perhaps because it's so easy for us to imagine computers as smart as people, Our science fiction is full of them, for instance. But unfortunately, it's much harder to make such machines than to imagine them. On the other hand, I think we often underestimate the potential of hyperconnectivity, perhaps because it's in some sense easier to create hyperconnectivity than to imagine it. We've already created the most massively hyperconnected group of people our planet has ever known, with billions of people connected to the internet. And yet it's still hard for us to even imagine what today's internet can do, much less what might be possible with the internet of the future. So, one way of summarizing what I've just been saying for the last couple of minutes is to say that I think we need to move from thinking about humans in the loop to computers in the group. That's my slogan for you tonight. So in my recent book, Superminds, I talk about a lot of examples about how to use hyperconnectivity and AI to create smarter superminds that can do things like predicting terrorist attacks or doing corporate strategic planning much faster and more intelligently than we do today, or many other things. For instance, one project we've done in the Center for Collective Intelligence involved working with the United Nations, Nike, and many other organizations to create an online global supermind to help figure out what we humans can do about global climate change. More recently, we've been working with Deloitte Consulting, Takeda Pharmaceuticals, JP Morgan, to develop a systematic methodology for designing innovative new kinds of human-computer superminds. In other words, we're not just learning to see ghosts, but to create them. Thank you very much.